Today we're going to focus on academic engagement. The purpose of what we're doing is to ensure all students receive high levels of learning from what we do in the classroom. You have been looking at the low, medium, and high impact strategies. That's from Hattie's research. We will pull the completed document out for you to look at and go over your answers and maybe have a little time to talk in your group about the completed document with the answers from Hattie's research a little bit later when you get your handouts. I want to introduce myself. I'm Kathy Corley. I'm a collaboration coach. I serve the South Metro RESA through the GLRS and also the West Central RESA, which is in a Carrollton area. South Metro is located in a Griffin kind of an area. Today with me I have two additional presenters, and they're going to introduce themselves in just a minute. Principals, raise your hand. See who our principals are in here. All right. You'll be thinking about who your team is going to be in your school. And as you listen to the presentations this morning, you've gotten an idea that the plan is going to be unique to your school, your data, your needs. The information that we're giving are examples of how schools have done things in their school to make a difference in their school, and processes that you will apply to be able to get at what will work in your school.
And I'm going to let Sam introduce himself.
I'm Sam Hamilton, and I work for Clayton County Public Schools as a district compliance specialist. I'm here presenting as a former team leader from Henry County Middle School in Henry County.
Thank you. And as Kathy said, that we've asked you to fill out this form that's on your table, and we're going to come back to it. Yesterday you were in 3 other sessions. Today we're on academic engagement. And again, when we start looking at an action plan for your school, you will not work on all of these areas. Your school may need attendance. Your school may need behavior interventions. This is talking about academic interventions. So don't get all upset and say, I can't do it all. When we work with schools, we ask them to probably work on one area of intervention, not all of them. So again, these are our learning targets. We're going to talk to you about prioritizing your interventions in the academic area only if your data suggests that you need this. Again, I cannot emphasize this enough. But when you do a data dig or a data day, your data will show where you need to work. We will look again at the 7 high to medium impact areas. We will review a 5-step model for vocabulary. As we're talking about academic, we will drill down in, we'll talk about vocabulary engagement. And we'll also talk about a time for continuous monitoring. We all know that if we don't monitor what we expect them to do, what happens to it? It doesn't always get done, does it? Look at this. This came from the National Dropout Prevention Center. First of all, you develop a team. Now, you've already done that. You know who your team leader is. You know who your principal is. That's done. Then you look at your data. Now, you're all sitting there saying, oh, great lady, I've already looked at my data. I know what my data shows. But sometimes you have to drill down further and further and further. And another thing is, when you're looking at your data, have you shared with everybody in your building what your data says? That is all a part of this process. And remember, this is a marathon, this is not a sprint. Then we identify what our target area is. That's what I was talking about, whether it's academic, whether it's attendance, whether it's behavior, affective, all those things come up when you look at your data. Then you will develop your plan. Now you all have school improvement plans, right? So your school improvement plan will just bleed right on into your action plan. Then you will implement, monitor, and evaluate, because if you don't do that, we don't know whether it's working or not. All right, look at this slide. This could be an incomplete list. How well is your school doing? Look at all these things, and I want you just to read them to yourself and think, how well is my school doing in this area? Do I need to improve? Are all my classrooms standard-based? Do I have co-teaching working in my school? As I work with schools, I'm amazed sometimes when they say some things that are going on in schools about co-teaching. Are all your teachers using effective vocabulary strategies? All right, we want to keep our students engaged. As you heard earlier in this morning, he talked about what happened when teachers engage students. What happens? Attendance goes up, behavior goes down. So when we have teachers that blame the kids, if they acted better, we do better. Have you ever heard that, principals? If their parents did better at home, well, maybe if we engage them better. So look at this list. How well are you doing at your school with this list? Do your teachers understand all these things on here? Or do they need some professional development? If you ask your teachers, how well do you understand note-taking and summarizing? Can they all give you a satisfactory answer? And I know I'm generalizing greatly because you're going to have some teachers that can and some teachers that are a little bit weak in this area. And I know you all do credit recovery. So, but is it working for you?
Academic engagement is the engagement piece that is most visible in the classroom. You can go in, you can observe it, you can see what teachers are doing, you can see what students are doing. So it's a perfect engagement area for monitoring and fidelity and all of those issues that make the strategies work. The piece that is very important here is the collaboration in your building, bringing people together around a topic, determining what is working in your building, as was mentioned in the general session this morning. There are experts in each of our buildings that do a great job with certain academic engagement strategies. We need to use those and allow them, even sometimes in one of my school, one of my team leaders and another teacher paired together to do a training for all the other teachers in the building.